Sure, there's no one size fits all to zero waste, and I'm sure some folks love the swaps that I'm about to roast. But some of these come with a genuine warning. Do not buy them, they're bad quality, even though they're a sustainable brand, and I really don't recommend them. Some of them are personal, hatreds, but some of them are genuinely, these are bad quality, don't buy them. So if some of these are your favorite swap, take them with a grain of salt, but let's get into it and spill the tea on these brands that you thought were sustainable but aren't really worth it. And you can check out more zero waste swaps that I hate in this video. Hello everyone, it's Emma and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all sorts of things zero waste, focusing on free, easy, and fun ways to live low waste. And along that same vein, talking about zero waste swaps that aren't worth it. Save your money and spend it on something else. First, we have to talk about the Girlfriend Collective sweatpants. Now, I am a fan of Girlfriend Collective. I'm not gonna say I love them. I think their athletic wear is of high quality. I've had their leggings and their bras last years and years. I love that they're using recycled materials in some of their stuff, but their sweatpants, not worth it, which is such a shame because I was looking for eco-friendly sweatpants for years and I finally settled on Girlfriend. I think I had a gift card and I bought the first pair, and they were ripped in the thighs within just a couple of months. I tagged them on Instagram. I said, this is unacceptable. I can't believe you're a sustainable brand. Look at this bad quality. And they're like, oh my gosh, it must just be a bad batch. We will give you a refund and you can order them again. And they didn't let me pick a different color or anything. So I got the same color, same size, and they fit. They fit well. Did I wear them a lot? Sure. But I've also worn fast fashion sweatpants more and never had them have any wear and tear. So for a brand that claims to be sustainable and high quality and also has a huge price tag, I surely thought that they would be high quality and last a long time. So I got my second pair in December, and by March they were ripped again. And I did my first repair on them in April. Just 3 months, maybe 4 tops, but it was only a couple of months wearing high quality sustainable sweatpants, absolutely shredded in the thighs. So if you want to still support Girlfriend, their leggings, their bras, and other stuff like that are of high quality and have lasted me a long time, but avoid the sweatpants. Another swap that I absolutely love, I'm not sure I'll buy again. It's a dilemma because I love this swap. That is Pela's phone grip. It looks fine from this angle, I'm sure, but it is ripping to shreds down up here at the very top. You're supposed to be able to hold it in your hand, but it feels like it's gonna rip if I do that. So I rarely even use it as its intended purpose because it's so flimsy up here. It feels like it's just gonna fall right off. And this particularly makes me angry because several years ago, their phone grips used to be so strong that after a year or two of having it on my phone case wearing out, it would be in such good condition that I could rip it off of my phone case and glue it back onto a new phone case and use it for several more years. Again, this phone grip, I got it in January even. I got it as a late Christmas gift for myself. I want to say March, I think, again, 2 months. I had to super glue it because it was falling apart. This might be a conspiracy. I did email Pela several years ago saying hey, it would be really cool if you could sell a phone grip sticker, just the sticker, not the actual phone grip. That way I could reuse my phone grip on different cases as my cases wear out. And they said no, which is dumb. I think that's a great way for them to make money. Of course, a better way for them to make money is to sell more phone grips. And ever since then, it might be true, it might be false, but ever since then, their phone grip quality has gone down drastically. And I think this is my second one. I had one last year when we were in Spokane, a green one, I think, do the same thing, and now this pink one doing the same thing, and it is just absolutely tearing to shreds. I'm gonna try to super glue it one more time, but I'm gonna have to buy a new one, and I don't think I'm gonna buy another one from Pela. I don't. I would rather buy a high quality plastic one or from another eco-friendly company that lasts years and years, as opposed to this one that I have to replace every 2 months. That's not sustainable. So do I still like Pela? Yes. But do I like their phone grips? No. And honestly, as a brand, I'm spilling all the tea today. As a brand, they're very over-consumery. They push overconsumption. And I really don't like that from a sustainable brand. So maybe I don't like Pela after all. Let me know what you think. But speaking of, similar to that is Lomi. Lomi and Pela have the same parent company, and I do not think Lomi is worth it for 2 reasons. One, it's so expensive and there are so many better ways to compost for free if you have access to them. In the RV, it still is our only way that we can compost. So I still use it, especially because I already have it. It's so much more wasteful to get rid of it and find a different one. And you can learn about my full thoughts on using the Lomi full time in this video. But number 2 reason why it's not worth it, again, they push over consumption. I hate it. They tell you to buy a new filter every 1 or 2 months. I replace mine once a year and it runs just fine. As well as their new model only has a 3-year warranty. Not just a 3-year warranty, but at the 3-year mark, they will give you a free upgrade to their new model, even if your old model works perfectly fine. Honestly, it's kind of giving planned obsolescence, like with Apple's iPhones. Their machines might not be built to last more than 3 years if you can get a free one in 3 years. I don't know. The whole thing seems a little bit sus to me, so I don't recommend Lomi. If you want an at-home kitchen composter, sort of composter, is it worth $500? I don't really think so, but yes, I still use it. It works if this is the only way that you can compost, but I would really strongly encourage you find another way to compost if you can. Another swap that's just genuinely not worth it is bamboo utensils. I bought mine when I first went zero waste because I'm like, I'm gonna carry these all the time. I'm gonna reduce so much plastic waste, and I did. I still carry them with me, and I use them every now and then. But you know what's more sustainable? Is to just pick an extra spoon and fork from your kitchen, or to just go to the thrift store and buy an extra spoon and a fork for 25 cents, dollar max. Like, it might not be the most popular zero waste swap these days, but it really was back when I first started living zero waste. And maybe you're still new to zero waste and people will recommend this to you. Don't. There are so many more sustainable ways that are cheaper and more efficient, because they don't even really work all that great. They're not very pointy, not very sharp. The spoons aren't very deep. They're just an okay swap that I ended up not really loving anyway, so just pick a fork and a spoon that you already like. Similar to that is reusable straws. Now, if you really like straws, like you use straws at home, reusable straws are probably for you. But if you're someone like me who never uses a straw at home, who never uses a straw at a restaurant, I just ask for no straw, buying a reusable straw is wasteful because I never use them. I use them occasionally at home, like if I make an iced matcha or something, but for the most part, I never use my reusable straws. I bought so many as well. Especially these days as like straw bans become more popular, and then just the act of not passing out straws if people don't need them is becoming more and more popular. It's becoming easier to avoid them. It's really just becoming an unnecessary swap unless you truly love using straws or need them. This one might just be personal preference, but that is beeswax wraps. I just really didn't like them. And when I asked on Instagram, I asked you guys what your zero waste swaps were that are not worth it. So many people said beeswax wraps as well. I think there are just so many better alternatives. There are silicone bowl covers. You can just put your stuff into a container that has a lid. You can reuse reusable silicone bags and so many other swaps that work better, are easier to clean, and these wax wraps too are hard to use. Like in cold climates, I find that they're hard to clean. Sure, they work well, they might work for some people, but I don't think they're worth the hype. I wasn't going to include this next one on here, but again, so many people said that I should include it when I asked on Instagram, and that is toothpaste tabs. Now, I personally hate toothpaste tabs because I think they're gross. I don't think that they foam up enough. I think that they are gritty, and my brain thinks that they're mints, so I try to eat them. That's a personal problem, I know. But several people, not just one, several people on Instagram said not only are they just gross and gritty and chunky, but they also cause them to get cavities. People had never had cavities before until switching to toothpaste tabs, likely because they don't really foam a lot. You can't really brush with it because it's so gritty and chunky, as well as a lot of them don't contain fluoride. And no, fluoride is scary in the eco movement. I don't know why. I don't know why people are scared of fluoride. I have good source, let me know. But as a cavity girly, I just had 10 cavities filled this spring. I'm fluoride. I'm team fluoride through and through. And since most toothpaste tabs don't contain fluoride, I can see how people are getting cavities with them. Now, if you love toothpaste tabs, good for you. But please take dental hygiene seriously. Fluoride is important. Flossing is important. Brushing adequately is important. Don't sacrifice that for the planet. There are plenty of good options out there for toothpaste that foam well, clean well, have fluoride in them. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, are toothpaste tabs worth it to some people? Yes, but do your research and take this as a warning that it might not be all it's cracked up to be. Similar to bamboo utensils, I made my own produce bags very early on in my zero waste journey and then like never used them. I'm glad I made mine out of old fabric instead of bought them for an expensive price, but they're really not worth it unless you buy a ton of loose oranges and loose potatoes or what have you. Does it make it easier for the cashier? Yes, but is it necessary? No. Just put your loose produce in your cart to avoid the bag, and you don't have to worry about this swap, especially because some of these bags can be heavy, so you end up paying more for the price of the bag that you already paid for, since a lot of produce is per pound. It might only be a couple cents, but a couple cents here and there per grocery trip adds up. Plus, I also just found it a little overwhelming to take like 20 bags into the grocery store. It's just so much easier to throw a few loose apples and a few loose potatoes in my cart, put them on the grocery belt, and so forth. Sure, you might avoid a little bit of germs. Do some people love this swap? Again, yes. But do I think it's worth it? No. I think you can make do without and save the money. And the last one for today is the last swab. This swab, not worth it. I almost said swab. This one I honestly despise. That sounds very extreme, but this is a swap. Truly, when people ask me for my thoughts on it, I say I hate it, and it's not worth your money. For several reasons. One, I just like the disposable cotton swabs better. But I personally seek out cotton swabs that are made out of paper so that they can be composted and are not as harmful to create as the plastic ones. It's low waste. It's not perfectly zero waste, but it is low waste. But anyway, what is the last swab? It is a multi-use little plastic, I think it has silicone tips on it. They have like an actual earwax removal one and like a makeup remover one. The makeup remover one is decent. I'll give them that, but mine broke cleaning them. I was doing the intended use and it broke because it's thin, flimsy plastic. And I wasn't even being that harsh. I was like just rinsing it underwater with my hands and it snapped. I wasn't being aggressive. I didn't like put it in the dishwasher or nothing. I was being gentle hand washing it. And this was another one that when I asked on Instagram, a lot of people said that they hated this swap too. If you're looking for an alternative, a reusable alternative for cleaning your ears, I recommend a mimikaki stick. I believe that's what it's called. And they come in wood or metal and you can use them. It's a reusable ear cleaner tool. I think it's just okay. It's not perfect. It might just take some practice and getting used to. But honestly, if you're a diehard cotton swab user, just pick cotton swabs that are made from paper to reduce your impact. And there are some brands out there that use bamboo, that use recycled paper, use organic cotton. They do it in the most sustainable way possible, even though it is a disposable item. So there are better ways to use cotton swabs than the traditional, very wasteful plasticky ones. So that's my list. Those are my zero waste swaps that I think are not worth it. This is different from my list of swaps that I hate. Again, go watch that video. But these swaps are more of a buy them at your own risk. I think these swaps have a purpose. I think plenty of people like these swaps. Some of them, again, literally broke, so they're not worth it for that aspect, but some of them are not worth it for personal aspects, or you can just do other stuff for free. Let us know the swaps that you think are not worth it down below, and or the swaps that you hate. Maybe they're the same for you. Because again, for me, the last swap, I hate it, and I also think it's not worth it. So thank you for watching this video, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I will see you in next week's video, but until then, remember that your small actions make a big difference in the long run. Bye, guys. Another swap that's just genuinely not worth it. Are you serious? You just came in. I barely read one paragraph.